Alright guys, welcome to the second step of the Trackmania Grand League. This time around, it's gonna be interesting. In the first step, we saw Carl Jr. run away with an 87-point win. We have Pappu in second place now with 32 points, Pack in third with 25, Ediolo in fourth with 21, and Tween in fifth with 20. The format is going to be the same in this match as the first one, where players will gain as many points as they can on the first 3 maps, and then they're going to lose some points potentially in the last 3 maps if they're in the bottom 8 positions. This time around we have 3 new maps in the map pack. We're looking at one of them right now. This is Descend by Firestorm. And this map right here has the Descend identity. This time around, we actually have Marcin playing. He was able to connect to the server, so we will have him playing. It's going to be interesting to see. And we also have, of course, all the known names here getting ready. This is only 1 minute left here now before we go into the match. And so I can explain the map order for today. The first map today is going to be Brightside, which was the last map, the decider map in the first step. The second map is going to be Rock or Roll, if you remember the staircase identity. The third map is going to be Bolide Snake with the tight drifts. And then we have the 3 new maps. So let's give the players now their last preparations here, and then we're going to get right into it. It's going to be interesting to see. Of course, last edition we had some major losses, point losses. We're looking at the one who lost the most points, which is Scrappy. He lost 53 points in the step 1 final map. We have Revu, who lost 52 on this very track, and Bren, who lost 36 as well. So these players, although they lost their points here, might be looking to prove themselves right now. The very interesting thing on Brightside, which you might be able to see, is that there has been a new strat discovered on this track, and it's on the identity right here. So traditionally, players would go either on the right ledge and then on the left ledge, or they would go on the left ledge back to the left ledge. What's happened is that a streamer found a strategy where you now drop off the ledge here onto this curved platform, hit it, do a side flip, and land all the way over on this platform over here. This will save some time. I'm curious to see if we're gonna see anyone go for it. It's a very risky strat, but in a do or die scenario, maybe someone will actually try it. So we have 15 seconds left to warm up here, and then we're going live in the second step of Trackmania Grand League. So let's now see. The players will not get to practice the identity. It's a bit too far into the track. But guys, we are going live. Let's get some hype in the chat. You can cheer for your favorite player and let them know that you are on their side. They will see the hearts on the scoreboard next to their name. So let's see now who we got. We're spectating Coco right now for Oserve Esports into the first lap of Brightside. And Matt actually with a small touch there in the start. We'll drop down a bit, and it is a packed field though for the rest of the players. But Brightside is of course a very risky track here. There's many tight sections, and we saw that being oh so decisive in step number 1. We saw a mistake there. I wonder who it was. We'll see on the next checkpoint split who's dropping down. It was actually Aurel there, who finds himself in last place now, but he will provide us with a good perspective, I believe, of the identity, because we're gonna see who does what strat here. There's been a rumor that Matt will maybe try the flip strategy that I mentioned. So let's see actually who decides to go for it here as they jump over the quarter pipe, and now we'll see it. Matt going on the left side. Will he actually try it? The madman goes for it, and will he hit it? He does land it actually. Marcin as well lands it, and you can see it in action here, just how much it pays off. Matt jumps up to 7th place there from 15th place, and what a madman he is for actually pulling that off. Wow. And that's going to be the first lap. Wirtual has made a mistake. He's 6 seconds behind here. Maybe it was the identity that made him drop down, but it's still early days here. 6 seconds behind though, in last place right now. But wow, that was interesting. And we see Tween now in first place. Tween got second place when this track was played in the step 1. And he's doing well right now too. Maybe this is his jam of a track, because he's battling it out with Carl Jr. now, who won very dominantly in the first step. Then we have Massa in third, shortly behind, with a close battle with Carl. Scrappy as well, just behind that again. Pack is in the mix here. All these players are within 1 second of each other as they go into round 2 of the identity, and there's the man of the hour that we need to take a look at. It's Matt, because he did go for the strategy. And will he go for it again? Oh, he is actually going to go for it again, but this time it will not pay off, and Matt will not land on the platform, and that's just what you're risking when you are going for it. Huge respect for trying though. It is a risky strategy, and I think Matt knew he had not much to lose. If he wanted to get some points here, he would have to risk it, and he did just that. Wirtual has lost a second on this lap. When he entered this last time, he was 6 seconds behind. Now he's close to 7 behind, so has been trying to keep up the pace, and he has caught some positions now, because both Coco, Matt, and Aurel has made mistakes. Massa as well made a huge mistake. 6 seconds lost for him too. Oh, even more here. Why is he dripping so much time? Oh, he has the low speed here, which is not that good. Matt will pass Massa here. Massa now over 10 seconds behind, 11 seconds behind. And the pace is still up in the front though, with Tween, Carl, and Scrappy all within a second of each other as we go into the identity again. Let's now see how the identity can be taken. Scrappy is a player known for his left side. Tween as well, actually, left side. Carl going for right side, then left side. Scrappy with a bit of a clip there, will lose some time. Spam catching up now and takes the 3rd place into the 4th lap. Wirtual, 7 seconds behind now, has kept the pace, only lost half a second this lap, and he's now driving consistently, so what we might see is that more and more players fail, but Wirtual just keeps his pace here, and he would be able to get a few more positions. Players he could catch up to right now are Roland, who's only 1.5 seconds ahead of him, and Bren, who's about 2.5. But I believe we saw Marcin actually go for the flip strategy in the first lap, so I'm curious if he's going to go for it again now. Marcin, the youngest player in the league, only 17 years old, and when you're 17 and you're playing on a stage as big as this is right now, it could be a lot of pressure for him. It's his first big match, so it seems that the pressure hasn't been affecting him too much though. Only 4 seconds behind Carl Jr., the 3-time world champion. And let's see what he does on the identity now. If he is one of the flippers, and this looks like it. Oh, he goes for another strat. So this is a bit of a safer approach. You take the first ledge, you drop down in the middle, and then go across. Good stuff from Marcin. Keeps the pace up. And we have only 2 laps left to go now. Carl has actually increased his lead now, 1.5 seconds ahead of Tween, and Carl looks like he's not planning to slow down any point. He's leading the league by over 50 points right now, but he is still pushing for first place in the first map of the second step. Tween though did well on this map, is going to do well here again, I hope, if he keeps this up. Pappu now finds himself in third and has overtaken both Spam and Scrappy. We see Massa and Coco have dropped very far behind. I guess they're just battling between each other now for that 15th place and that 1 extra point into the next map. But here we go, guys. We're going into the last map. Again, the way it works is the map winner will secure himself 100 euros. If you win the map, you're going to get 100 euros into your pocket, and Carl Jr. is looking to do just that. If he keeps this up in first place, then he will take the map win. Nobody can stop him here. Almost 2 seconds now down to Tween in second place, 2.5 to Pappu, and let's see if he's able to keep it up here in the last lap of Brightside. Has been driving an insane insane fast run here, I think, actually. A good lap time is about 1:12, and I think a good match time would be about 7:20 as he crosses the finish line for the last time, and he's well on pace to achieve that right now. So Carl Jr. with a sick match. If he can just clutch this out now across the quarter pipe, and the last ledges would be his goal. So let's see what happens, guys. Can he clutch this out? His wallet wants those 100 euros, and it looks like he will get them because Tween is really a bit too far here, but they're both going to get some nice points, and Carl will take the map win. 100 euros, 20 points. Tween in second with 14 points. Pappu in third, Scrappy fourth, Kappa in fifth. Revo chasing Marcin here, but it will be Marcin in sixth, Revo in seventh, Spam eighth, Ryulu ninth, no, Roll in ninth, Ryulu 10th, Bren 11, Pack 12, Matt 13, RL 14, Masa 15, and Coco 16. If he's actually able to finish, I don't think Coco will finish. The map timeout is 30 seconds after the winner, and Coco will not be able to finish. So Coco actually gets 0 points on this map. He would have gotten 1 if he finished here. So yeah, these are going to be the standings after map 1, guys. And no big surprises here, I think. Cool for Matt to go for the fastest lap time. He gets 2 points for that with his flip strategy. Respectable performance. But yeah, we're going into the second map now, which is going to be Rock or Roll here. And let's see how that one goes. So it's loading up here, guys. Rock or Roll, of course, is the map with the infamous staircase that you might remember. And let's see now how this one goes. So you can see it here. Quite an identity to have on a track. And this one is certainly sketchy. It has a consistent method that you're going to see the players go for. Basically, what you're looking for here is you drop down. You want to land on the third step. So 1, 2, 3, you want to land on this one. Bounce and land in the downhill here. Every lap to keep your speed. That's what we're hoping to see, guys. And yeah, if we're lucky, that's what players are going to get. But in the first step, we saw 4 players fail this in the first lap. And that might happen as well. We have the warm-up going on, and then we have 6 laps of Rock or Roll. Coco flying out there. Not a good look for him, especially after not finishing the first map. But maybe using the warm-up just to relax, to settle in, because he needs to just refocus his mentality now on the second map. But yeah, I think the players will... Oh, they won't actually reach the identity here. They won't get to warm up. They will have to go in raw on the first round. So let's see how that goes. The hearts on the scoreboard, guys, means if players have been voted for as the stream's favorite. So if you write go and their map name and their player name, sorry, they will get more hearts to their name. They're the crowd favorite. But guys, we are live with the first round of Rock or Roll. So starts out here with this full speed section. You got to get all the speed in that first drift, and now just get past these obstacles. Scrappy going with the outside pull line, and we're spectating Carl Jr. here, who won the first map quite dominantly. Now they go across the quarter pipe jumps. Carl with the low jump catches up some spots. It's very close though, and close field. Scrappy in first. We see Marcin and Masa have made a small mistake. Matt as well. They're all a second behind, but it's nothing major. I think we're going to see everything be decided in the staircase as it was in the first step. Let's see Ryulu here, who was driving this map really well in the first step. He had one small mistake. He was considering going for the map win actually when he was playing the match. Will he be able to get this now? We're actually going to have to take a look a bit back in the field to see who's going to get it or not. But this is the staircase. Will there be any victims? Revolution turtling actually, and Revolution will make it, but that is a lot of lost time, and he's actually in last place right now. Does make it though. It's much better than having to respawn, but he's gonna find himself dead last. Matt as well probably just had a bit of a slow landing. Oh, Matt flies out, and Scrappy has made a huge mistake as well. Oh no, this is a slaughter, just like the first time. So we have Revo, Matt, and Scrappy making huge mistakes, but the rest of the field is really close and packed. And at the top of it, we find Carl in a close battle with Ryulu actually neck and neck. And there are a lot of laps left, a lot of times past the staircase that they have to survive. And who will take it now? Ryulu probably needs to get some points on this map. He said it was his best one. Close together with Bunny Hop, the 5th map this step, we're gonna see. But here we go, second round. Will there be any victims this time around? Camera on Bren, bit behind the field here as they go into it, and I think everyone survived. I actually think everyone got it, and yeah, wow. We're going into the next lap then. Great job by all the players here. That is not as easy as they make it seem, and perhaps this one will be decided in the race itself, because it is really close right now. And the difference between getting 14 points here and getting like 6 points is a matter of a second right now. So will players decide to push it just a bit extra in each one of these turns to get ahead? It's gonna be close. We still see Ryulu and Spam now as in a battle for first, and the two the two streamers, they meet again in the top. They've been practicing together this week as well, and they're looking dead on solid right now in the lead. Ryulu, did he have a no drift? No, he went for a wider line. That is perfectly understandable. They are neck and neck, but we have to take the camera a bit back in the field, maybe to Carl Jr. here, and see what the players are doing right now, and if they will survive Kappa. Oh, that is a risky line. He does make it though, together with Coco. They have a bit of low speed, but they're through. And everyone, but I think Pack had a small mistake here. Yeah, Pack had to respawn behind Revolution now. Not a good look for him. But let's have a look at Pappu, because Pappu was the player who won this map in the first step, and Pappu is doing really well right now. They drove a 6:57 in the first step. That's a time you can look for. The final time was 6:57. The best laps they drove were about 1:08. So if you see these yellow split times on the top of your screen, what you're looking to see at the end of each lap is a 1:08 or a 1:09. And they've been keeping that pace so far, in the top at least. And yeah, if you're 1 second behind here, you're still driving a great run, because the pace is insane in these matches now. It's very hard to keep up here. You can drive a clean run with no mistakes, but the other players will find some tenths of a second in each turn on you, and over the course of minutes, that's a second of a difference. Here we go at the circus again. Massa, oh, risking it so close on the inside. He clips, but he will make it. And we have Bren, who had to respawn and joins Pack and Revo now in the back of the field. Pack was the victim this lap. We have 2 laps left, and the battle is close, guys. There's 4 players within 1 second of a difference here, and it is Ryulu, Pappu, Spam, and Tween. And now we're looking at, including Carl Jr., by the way, that we're spectating. But now we're looking at who might be pushing it, because there is 100 euros on the table, but it only goes to the man who decides to push it that little bit extra, and it could be either one of these players. But if you fail, you of course lose a lot of points, which is going to affect your total standings. So the players are probably thinking right now, should I risk it? Should I not risk it? And they're all debating. It's the thought going in their mind right now, because this is probably the closest race we've had so far for first place. Look at this. They are neck and neck and neck and neck and neck. And here we go into the staircase. And oh, Carl Jr. with a risky line. He does make it, but did Tween make it? I don't know if Tween actually... Oh, Tween made it. Okay, so we have the last lap now, guys. Really close race. Has Ryulu dropped down a bit? He has actually. A small mistake from Ryulu, who's 1 second behind, and that might just put him out of the race. We're gonna take a look at Tween now, because this is the fight for the map when Pappu and Spam are equal. There is no difference as they go into the quarter pipes. Carl Jr. with a short jump. Did he make it? Oh, he did. They're pushing it so close to the limit now. On each jump, they're barely making it, but that is the fastest line. Insane checkpoint times being driven here, and this is going to be a super fast lap. Look at this race we have on our hands. Pappu touches the clip on the corner, and he is probably out of this fight. It's only between Spam, Carl, and Tween now. There's one loop left, there are 2 turns, and there's the staircase that will decide it. 100 euros, 20 points. Who is it gonna be here? Oh my. Spam though with the 0.10 lead and more speed as they go into the identity now. But look at this. Carl with the inside line, he releases, and which one of these players will get it? Tween going wider, and Tween is gonna fail. I think, no, he made it, but Spam takes the map win. Carl in second. Tween gets 5th place because of his low speed. Pappu got 3rd, Real got 4th, Kappa in 6th, Aral 7th, Coco 8th, Marcin 9, Roland 10, Pack gets 11th, and now we have Massa Revo coming in at 13th, and it looks like both Matt and Scrappy are unable to finish here. They're both 50 seconds behind, and they will get 0 points this round. Wow, what an intense battle though. Pappu clipping the corner and Tween almost failing the identity. What a tight race, but it will be Spam who gets 20 points and the 100 euros for Rock or Roll. We are going into the third map, guys. It's going to be Bolide Snake, built by Nadio, who are the developers of the game. They've built a map for this competition themselves, and it's going to be interesting to see just who will take it there. Insane pace being driven in this match as well. 6:57 winning time there. And yeah, I mean, we have like, I think we had 7 or 8 players under 7 minutes here, which is a very respectable time. So a great race there, but let's see if the next one will be even better. So guys, we are going on Bolide Snake here by Nadio themselves. Let me show you the track in the overview camera here. We have, of course, the identity, the snake section here with a lot of obstacles, and players can elect to take this in 2 ways. They can either drift throughout these turns, or they can elect to just brake. Drifting is faster, it's quite risky. They do a strategy known as the Neo slide, which is not that easy to pull off, especially under pressure. And we have another strat on this dirt jump coming up, where players can do one of 2 things. They can either do the bug slide or the non-bug slide. The players jumping to the right here do the bug slide, and this temporarily gains a lot of time, but they have less speed. So you can see players like Brevo and Pappu, who didn't do it, catch up a bit after the bug slide. The time difference there is going to be about 0.3 of a second advantage. If you do a great bug slide, you can gain 0.3 of a second, but it is considered to be the riskier of the 2 methods. So some players have made adaptations after the first step. I know Ryulu himself said that he found the bug slide to be a bit too risky, so he's now elected to not do it in this step. Again, we'll see who goes for it or not. Scrappy won this map in the first step. He drove a 7:08 or 09, and let's see how he does it, because he is one of the people who will go for the bug slide. For sure. Scrappy, a very risky player. He always elects to go for the fastest method if it's doable, and this one is very doable for him. We see Massa had a small touch there in the start. Nothing major, but he will drop down. But here we can see the bug slide coming through, and Scrappy will go for it. Kappa will go for it. Scrappy, oh, not the best speed. Matt actually gets a great speed there, and does make it all the way up to first place together with Carl. That's good to see. Ryulu is a bit in the back of the field, but it's a very close match. Aurel is the only player who's dropped down now, and he's 2 seconds behind. Nothing major. And now we go into the identity, the snake section. So I mentioned there's the drift, there's also the brake strategy, and you're gonna see a bit of a mix here. Players go for whatever they're most comfortable with. They have to do a strategy known as the Neo slide, and some players are better than that at others. You can see Ryulu here going for the brake line. The people with more steering angle are drifting, but that's harder to do. Oh, Revolution has touched the turn there. And this is a map where you won't see very big mistakes. So a touch like that could actually be a bit detrimental, because that's a second that you now have to gain over the world's top 16 players in this game. And they will not give away a second for free, certainly not two, if you hit the wall again. And Revo dropping quite far down here, was doing very well on this map in the first step, but now it's looking a bit rough for him. Again, guys, this is the third map. You will not lose any points here if you are in the bottom 8, but starting on the next map, that's going to become a factor. So Revo might be happy that this is the third map and not the fourth, because he has 10 points that he could potentially lose. But yeah, let's now have a look, because Matt is actually stepping up on this one. It's been good to see. He had a bit of a rough first map, didn't get any points on the second one, and currently has the least points, but he is in the top 5 here, and he is also one of the people who are very good on this neo slide technique that you see coming out here, and is doing it on every turn here without any trouble, and in the fight for first place. That's very fun to see from Matt. Oh, as he pushes and he pushes, and this is going to be a close one. Ryulu dropping down a bit, 2 seconds behind. Looks like he's made a touch in 11th place right now, together with Coco. But all it takes, he might actually elect to start doing the bug slide to catch up. I wonder what the Ryulu is thinking right now, because he finds himself behind. So will he now try to push a bit extra here to catch back up? It's you have to decide this on the fly, and we can see that Ryulu does make that adaptation, but he doesn't get a great bug slide, and this actually loses time now, as opposed to not doing it. So he is trying, but he didn't really succeed with his plan there, and in 12th place right now, just behind Revolution, who caught up to him. So they're 3 seconds behind. We see Pappu in first place right now, and quite an interesting storyline here is that Pappu was leading this map in the first step when he had a disconnect. He had some connection issues, and he actually disconnected on this map and lost all his points on the first step. But right now he is looking for revenge in first place. He drives a 1:10.49 lap, and guys, a 1:10.49 is a very fast lap. Look at that in the bottom here. You can see he has 0.6 faster than anyone else in that lap. And wow, Pappu is thirsty for revenge right now. 1.5 seconds ahead of everyone else, as we see Pac, Matt, and Carl, they're trying, but they can't keep up with the Frenchman, because he is looking for it right now. And Pac, though, going for the bug slide. Same with Matt, and it looks like Pac gets the best speed exit there. Matt chasing, though. This would be good points for him, but Carl has more speed, and this is a great battle. The current leader right now is Carl, of course, and he should be able to get some points here, extend his lead. If you're wondering about the overall standings, Carl is also leading that right now with 50 points, so Carl is looking dominant, but anything can happen as we get into the last 3 maps where you can lose points potentially. As we see if there's anything major going on, looks like they're all going for the slides right now. So we entered the last 2 laps here. Let's see what lap time Pappu was able to do. Did he beat his... He did not beat his 10:49. He got a 10:64. Tween there got a 10:52, which is also a sick lap time. And the total race time here, we're looking at about a 7:08, 7:09 if they're driving really fast. And the pace here has been great. So super high level, especially from Pappu here. I think he's on a 0 something time. So even Carl here might be on a 0 something. They are driving super fast, so let's see now who takes it. As we go into the last lap soon, we have Pappu in first, 1.5 seconds ahead of Carl, who is 2 seconds ahead of Pac and Matt. And Scrappy finds himself in 5th. He won this map the last time, but has made some mistakes this race. Nothing to worry about, though. I think he will gladly take the points for 5th place. Maybe he can even make up the difference here and catch up to Matt, Pac, and Carl if all goes well for him. We have Bren in 6th place. We have Spam in 7th, Marcin in 8th, and we have Ryulu here in 11th, close behind both Revo, Tween, and Coco. Revo makes a mistake, and Revo actually drops down there. Unfortunate for Revo. But let's see now for the map win. Pappu has been driving out of his mind so far. Incredible pace, and like no one can keep up with this. It seems like he is just going at it, and if he makes no mistake here, then it will be Pappu who takes the map win, the 100 euros and 20 points. Looking great here. His checkpoints indicate another very fast lap coming up, guys, and it looks like it will be Pappu. We have Carl in second, Pack in third, and Matt has actually dropped down a bit to 5th place. Scrappy caught up. And let's see now as we go across the last drifts who it's gonna be. Keep the camera here on Pack. The first 3 positions look like they're gonna be decided. I doubt we'll see any big mistakes from the players here in the last turns. Pack going for the no drifts, Carl going for the neos, and the drifts are faster, so Pack should not be able to catch Carl here. And it will be Pappu with the map win. 7:06.95. That's an incredible time from Pappu. First place, well deserved, 100 euros. And Carl gets second, Pack gets third. Scrappy 4th, Matt 5th, Spam 6th, Brent 7th, Marcin 8th, Coco 9th, Ryula 10th, Revolution 11, RL 12, Roland 13, Tween 14. Kappa and Massa, not the best performance. They get 15 and 16. The level in this match was insane. 7:06 is absurd. It's unheard of. 7:08 or 9 from Carl here. Also a great time. And yeah, you can see just the pace you got to play at if you want to win these. It's not an easy task. So Pappu there will climb up. He's almost equal to Carl in total points. Second place. Spam is 3rd, Tween is 4th, Scrappy's 5th, Pack 6th, Ryula finds himself in 7th, tied for 6th actually. Marcin in 8th now in his first match in the top half. Matt got some points there, climbed up to 10th place, Brent climbed up to 11th. But nothing is said yet. Nothing is set in stone yet. We're gonna have an interview, guys, with Ryula and see how he's feeling now. And we are going live again, guys. The first map of the new map pack that we're going to be playing is Cliffhanger, made by Firestorm. You can barely see it here. The identity on this track, guys, is of course the Cliffhanger. We'll have a look at the map, but first let's see the identity. So on the last part here, before you go enter the multi-lap, you have this jump, and you have to land on this block here. And what this block does is it disables your steering. You can no longer steer. So what you have to do is you have to line up your car pointing towards the multi-lap on the jump. You land on the block and you drive to the multi-lap. If you have a slightly wrong angle here, you will probably drive into the trees and you will not be able to make it. So it's a very sketchy identity that they're coming up to. Let's now have a look at the field, though. You can see the rest of the track. It has a lot of drifts and also a lot of dirt, which might favor some players like Pappu and Ryula, who are very known for their prowess on the dirt surface. Pappu here, though, doing great with 46 points, but I should mention that right now the scoreboard has changed. We have a green part and a red part. If you're in the green, you're in the top 8 positions and you will keep your points. If you're in the red positions, at the end of the race, you will lose all the points you've accumulated so far. So that's why players gotta watch out. So here we have the identity. You can see them lining it up, and looks like most players will survive this one. Will everyone survive it? Carl Jr. has made a mistake here, guys, on the identity, and oh my god, here we have a case in point. So Carl Jr. has 48 points right now. And if he is in the bottom 8 positions, he will lose all those 48 points. Disaster maybe for Carl Jr. here, because that is not that good for him. And he has 15 seconds to gain up to the 8th position right now, who is Tween. Tween is right on the limit, and this is a very sketchy position to be in. You can see nobody is going to want to be in that 9th position. So Pappu right now trying to make up the difference to Coco and Tween so that he himself gets out of harm's way. That is the cutoff, and everyone wants to stay outside of it. And that is going to make us have a very close race here. Kappa currently leading this one. The players we've seen being the best in practice on this is actually Tween. Tween and Ryula and Massa, I believe, have had the best practice runs. Total time of about 7:07, 7:08. Will all the players survive the identity now? It looks good. Matt looks good here as well. Roland as well. But Carl Jr. is super far behind. He's probably the only player who's failed it so far. Will he get it on his second attempt? This looks better for Carl Jr. here. The 3-time world champion, currently in last place and at risk of losing 48 points. Dramatic scenes here happening in the second step of the Trackmania Grand League. Let's also have a look at Riulu here, who is in the bottom 8. He has 20 points that he could potentially lose. And Pappu as well, right on the limit with 46. Nothing is decided yet, guys. We're halfway in the race. But I think players are going to get more and more nervous as we get closer to that deciding last lap where anything can happen. The best lap time so far is 1:11 by Spam. That is a very fast lap. Anything under 1:12, 1:13, you're looking at a great lap from the players. So we can see that they're really pushing it in this match as well. And here we go into the third time around on the identity. Who will get it? Who will not? Marcin jumping really far to the right. Actually face plants. And he will drop down. Will Carl Jr. actually catch up to him here? Looks like they're going to be about even after the identity. Because Marcin will not make it up there. And so Carl now gets at least one position, but he's gonna have to see some kind of miracle here if he wants to keep his points, because he still needs to catch up 7 more positions, and that is easier said than done at this level. Players who are quite far behind right now are Scrappy and Matt and Roland, who are also 5 seconds behind here with small mistakes, and you don't really see many players make those here, so they are in the water right now as well, as you don't want to be. Riulu in 9th place right now, battling it with Pappu. They're right on the limit of the field, and this is a close battle right now. This is like right where you want to be. Right where you don't want to be. It depends on who you are right now. If you're Pappu, you're chilling. If you are Riulu, you're also chilling because Coco made a mistake, and Coco is now in that dreaded 9th position as we head into the identity for the 4th time. Pappu with a very short jump. Pappu clips the turn, and Pappu will also fail it. We have the 2 leaders right now dead in the water. They are actually 14th place and 15th place. Collectively, they're gonna lose almost 100 points this round if none other players are failing this. And wow, disaster strikes here. The 2 leaders currently in the bottom positions, and the players have been doing the best so far though are Kappa in 1st place. It's Pack in 2nd, Massa in 3rd. Desperately needed for him. He had only 7 points across the first 3 maps, but he seems to be stepping it up now. He's doing well, and if this continues, he will get himself some sweet points here. Tween in 4th, one of the players we expected to do the best right now, and he is stepping up. We have Revolution in 5th, we have Spam in 6th, Riulu in 7th, Coco in 8th, and Aurel in that 9th position, only 1 second behind here, and he has quite a gap down to Matt, so really it's all on him now to try to catch up to Coco, or else he will lose 14 points here, which he doesn't want to. So one more time here across the identity, who is gonna get it? And it looks good for all the players. Aurel will get it as well. Matt, no issue. Roland, no issue. And this might just be the nail in the coffin for both Carl and Pappu, because we only have 1 lap left to go, and I don't know if they're going to be able to catch that many positions to save their points. But the players who are going to be able to save their points, looks like it's going to be Aurel, Coco, Riulu, Spam, Tween, Massa, Pack, and Kappa. We still have the battle for the map win. Right now it is between Pack and Kappa. 100 euros on the table for the player who is willing to risk the most. It is only 0.3 of a second separating these 2 world champions. Pack won it in 2016, Kappa won it in 2018, and right now it is between both of them. The last identity could decide it all. There is a gear that you can get. If you get the higher gear on the landing, then you will get more speed towards the finish. If you get the lower gear, then you will lose more speed, and that could be the decider here. It's only 0.10 of a second as they go into the identity. Kappa with a very inside jump, and he will actually secure it. Pack in 2nd, Tween in 3rd. Massa has failed the identity, and Massa drops down, and Massa will lose his points. Will that be the saving grace for Roland? It will indeed. Roland, he capitalizes, and Massa, he was looking so good here, but he fails. And oh, close battle. No, Massa fails again. Carl, 10th place here, losing 48 points. And Pappu losing 46, but even worse, it looks like he's not going to be able to finish, so he won't get any points this round either. So Pappu here completely collapses on Cliffhanger and will get 0 points. Massa will get 0 points as well. And wow, big losses coming out here. And who will now be in first place after this train wreck of a match here for many players? It's going to be interesting to see. I think it is Kappa in no, it's Spam in first place. Spam in clear first with 44 points. I think we have Kappa in second with 41, Tween in third, Pack in fourth, Yula now in fifth, Arel in sixth, Coco in seventh, and Roland in eighth. And we can see that Massa and Pappu now with both 0 points. Pappu went from 46 to 0, and that's just how punishing this point system can be. In the last maps, you really cannot afford any mistakes. We are going on to the 5th map here, guys. This is Bunny Hop. It's named the Bunny Hop because of this section here. You can see behind the start, this is the identity on the map. And if you are new to Trackmania, what these blocks do is they will give you a little bump, a little jump. And you need to jump across this entire line here into the finish and get yourself between these pillars. You do not want to crash either the start or the pillars. That's what you're looking out for. Let's have a look at the map now. This one is very dirt heavy as well, more dirt than ever on the Trackmania Grand League maps. And dirt is a quite hard surface to master here. There's a lot of gears. The car shifts up and down a lot, and you have to watch out for that and adapt so that you're not steering when the car is gearing up to get the most speed. We have this uphill here with a lot of obstacles. We can see Scrappy clipping one of them. Luckily for him, this is only the warm-up. And now we have some more obstacles after this turn here. And then a loop, and then we have the identity at the end of the track. Let's see now as we go live who of these players are going to do the best in the 5th map, guys. And here we go. Bunny Hop, first round. You can see Pappu now, 16th place, 0 points. He might be looking for revenge here. He was doing so well on the 4th map, drove the fastest time we maybe have ever seen on that track in a match. And now he has 0 points after that epic performance. So will he be able to make something happen now? Carl Jr., the league leader, made a mistake and has now only 5 points. He had 48 prior, but is also looking for revenge now. First place for him, and might be looking to prove himself here. After my interview with Ryulu, he told me this was his favorite map of the new maps, and it looks to be showing right now as he is in the head of the field. Only 0.10 behind Kappa and Carl, which is basically dead even here, together with a lot of players though, because this is a tight one. We'll see how the identity works. There is a set pattern that the players are aiming for across the Bunny Hop section, and it is precise to hit it though, and you can risk it. So here we go. You can see all the jumps coming out. You have to jump twice here, release a bit, jump twice here, and then go into the multi-lap. Looks like everyone is going to make it, unless anyone is hitting the pillars. Maybe Roland had a bit of a bad one, but all the players will survive it, and they have to do this 6 times in a row, ladies and gentlemen. Let's now see this battle. So what we're looking out for here is of course the dirt section. Pappu here is one of the most notorious dirt players in the league. He is a main of the surface, and you can see he is catching some positions here towards other traditional tech players who are more specialized in the drifting style in this game. And it usually balances out quite well across the entire map. The maps are built in a way that they try to include all elements of Trackmania, and he was able to get that one really well because he is good at dirt. So we are now coming into the identity for the 2nd time. Again, the bunny hops. Let's see if the players are able to get it this time around. Put the camera a bit behind in the field so you can get a nice overview here. We're spectating Bren, so we have the double bounce here, the double bounce here, and into the multi-lap. Massa going very close to the pillar there. Super lucky to actually survive that one, but he will survive it nonetheless. And all players looking good here. No mistakes that lap. No big mistakes from any of the players. And we have a very close battle here. We're talking only 3 seconds or so between 15 players as they enter the third lap, about halfway into the race now. And this could be anyone's game. We see the fight for first is still between Kappa and Riulu, and Riulu has delivered on his promise that he would do well on this map, so far at least. With 3 laps to go, he has the fastest lap time so far at 1:10.14, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is a very, very fast lap. Anything under 1:11 is brilliantly played, so they are playing fast here. Kappa, though, extends his lead now in first place. He got a lot of speed there, and he increases his lead up to half a second now to second place. But here we go with the identity, and Scrappy, oh no, this does not look good because he didn't get the proper line before it, and Scrappy there drops down. He didn't have that many points to lose, but he will not gain many this map, it seems like. Finds himself in last place now, and I'm getting the feeling that not a lot of players are failing that identity. They have been using this 1 week since step 1 to practice appropriately, and they are nailing the identity every lap here, it seems like. So it is going to be a nail biter, because who is going to take it and who is actually going to lose their points here? Because we have Pack here now in 10th place with 34 points on the line if he will not get up to that top 8. And to get up to the top 8, he only needs 1500ths of a second. Basically nothing, but at this level, you can see that he will have to catch up to the cars ahead of him. And that is not easy, because the cars ahead of him are all world champions, or champions, winners of cups in this game. Carl Jr. touches the pillar a bit and drops down. And Pack will capitalize on that, gets himself into 8th place now as he entered the identity for the 4th time with a very inside line. Carl goes, and that risk did not pay off for him because he will drop down here. 15th place for him, probably. Only Scrappy behind him who's made even further mistakes, and Carl still with only 5 points that he might potentially lose. Roland also with some points on the line here, 19 points, 1.5 seconds to go. We have Coco with also 19 points. He is 3 seconds behind here though, looking rough for him. If we have a look a bit up here, you can see Pappu now in the dirt section. He was 0.5 behind Pack going into it, and he will catch up a bit here. It seems like 0.49, only 500s gained there, and that is his strong suit of this map. So if he's not able to do that, then Pack will get to keep his points. It might look more likely now unless Massa is able to do something about it. Massa with a great line catches actually up to Pack, and wow, what a close battle we have. We also have a close battle for first between Riulu, the hometown hero, and Kappa for LYON ESPORTS. Who of these players will take it? Let's see. One more time here across the identity, and then we are going into the final lap. The players have the line figured out here, and both of these players will survive it. Riulu almost touches. He has to release a bit, I think, but he is doing fine. We have Spam in third, but he touches the wall, will drop down, and oh wait, is Spam gonna fall out the top 8? It does not look like it. Spam is safe right now. Tween has made a mistake, and he has 38 points out, and Pack has 34. Wow. Let's first catch this battle for first, because that is where the money is at. 100 euros again on the table here, and 0.2 of a second between the two players here, Kappa and Riulu, both driving flawlessly so far, and I imagine both players are willing to push just a bit extra here for the map win. They are also almost at the top of the league right now, so this would be great points nonetheless, but 0.2 of a second is what Riulu has to try to gain on Kappa, and it will be about the same difference going into the ending here. They need to get as much speed as they can across this freewheeling into the loop, because that will exponentially gain time. Riulu only 0.15 behind, and here we can see the risks come out. Riulu pushes. He's only 0.5 behind, but Kappa has the better start here. Will he push a bit extra across the identity? It does not look like it. It will be Kappa. Oh, Riulu touches, but he's fine. He gets second place. Arel gets third. Revel gets fourth. Marcin fourth. Bren is able to jump up to 8th place just in time, and who dropped down? I believe it was Tween, actually. Tween drops down, and Tween loses 38 points. Tak loses 34. And they will be now at the bottom of the scoreboard. Big losses coming out. Roland with 19 that he lost. Coco with 19 that he lost. And I think Kappa now is in a clear first place. And oh, it will be Spam in second. It will be Ryulu in third. The only players who've been able to keep all their points so far. Arel now actually up to fourth, it seems like. And everything will be decided in the last map though, guys. The last map, Descent, is going to decide it all because players can still lose all their points in the last map. So we'll see how that goes. The league rankings right now look like Kappa has been able to get up to second place if he keeps his points in the last map. Spam in third if he keeps his points. Ryulu in fourth. Let's find out, guys. We have one map left. And the one map we have left is none other than Descend here. And Descend is known for its staircase at the end. You have a booster on each step of the case here. And the goal is to skip as many steps as you can. You want to reduce airtime. And one way players are able to do that is if they skip this step right here by dropping down from here directly into the downhill here. And some players will also opt to try to skip this step of the staircase by jumping directly down here. You will see players skip either one step or two steps depending on how they feel. So let's now have a look at the map because this is a very intense map. It is high speed, high octane gameplay, and you really got to stay focused throughout the entire map. There is a very tight dirt section here. After that full speed start that you didn't get to see, you will see it as we go live, but here you can get a lot of time if you are a dirt player, and I think it's no surprise we find Pappu in first place in the warm-up because this is a map that greatly benefits him and he needs those points badly. He had 48 points earlier, now he has only 5 in his pocket, 4 even, and he would need a comeback. Going into this map, we have Kappa in first, Spam second, Ryulu third. They've all been playing brilliantly so far, but now they need to show it as well in the last map. They need to keep their focus all the way to the finish line because anything can happen. This tight jump here is risky. I think everyone got it. You need a lot of speed there if you're going to be able to make it onto that ramp, and some players elected to go next to it. Across the grass now here, between the poles, and you have to jump as far as you can. I think Ryulu actually dropped down a bit there. Ryulu maybe with a small release. Nothing major, only 0.10 of a second. Up to first place, and will he be able to capitalize as they go into the dirt turns here? Kappa with a very weird line gets caught up to a bit, but nothing major there. Bren with a very inside line. I don't think that pays off because he has less speed in this entire uphill, and Bren will probably drop down close to last place here. There is a small shortcut that the players can do here by jumping to the left. We see one player who didn't go for it, maybe didn't have the speed, but now we go into the identity and the players are going to look to skip as many steps as they can in this descent into the next lap. So they're going to skip this step. You're going to see players try to skip this step. Massa does it perfectly and takes the lap lead as they go into the second one. Did anyone fail it here? Any major fails? We have Arel in the water, but nothing major, just half a second. Reveldo, and probably the biggest fail so far, 1 second, 14 points on the line for him. So go into the second lap, and this turn right here can be sketchy. Players have to basically full speed it. It greatly benefits you if you do, but you could fail it. Between the pillars, full speed again, and now into this drift. And the level they're driving at right now is insane, guys. 119 is a great first lap. We're gonna see laps of about 117, I imagine, in this match. So let's see what the players can do. Tween almost clips the turn there, but he survives miraculously, because that would be very bad for him if he had failed that. We go into the second time around in the identity and the shortcut. All the players will go for it. Ryulu does it well, and he finds himself in 4th place in the battle with Spam and Carl. Carl was playing really well in the early parts of the match, lost all his points, and is now looking to get them back. Scrappy, with a bit of a poor landing, will drop down just a bit, but those are the mistakes that might decide this match. Carl with a 116 even. Wow, the level is crazy here. 116.13 by Carl. That is a great lap, and he is neck and neck with Masa now for 1st place. So we see the different lines come out again. Let's see which one of these giants here will go for the map win. They both have basically nothing to lose. Only 8 points on the line for Masa and 4 on the line for Carl. They're going all out here for the 20 points and the 100 euros for the map win. Masa desperately needs it. Has not been able to do much yet in this match. It has been going mostly downhill for him, but now he's playing really well here. Neck and neck with Carl Jr. for 1st place. We have Kappa in 4th here. Has 63 points on the line, the player with the most points right now, and this would be a great step for him if he's able to close it out, secure his points, and get them on the scoreboard in the league. We have Spam with 51. He's dangerously close to that 9th position right now. 51 points. He does not want to lose them. Same with Ryulu, 43 points here as they go in the staircase for the 3rd time. Ryulu catches some positions there. He does not skip the step here, and looks like he is fine though. But this is such a close fight here. Spam now 0.2 behind the position he needs if he's able to keep his points. Arel as well, 0.3 behind Roland, who is denying them right now. And this is going to be super close, guys. We have only 3 minutes left of driving. 3 minutes that will decide which of these players get to keep their points and which players will be in the bottom 8 positions and lose everything. Everyone is trying to make sure that they won't beat them, but it's honestly too hard to say here. What will happen remains to be seen. We can just have a look and hope that the players will not fail. So, Ryulu and Kappa, 6th and 7th. 7th place for Kappa though, and Masa is in the mix. Roland is in the mix. Dangerously close now for Kappa and Spam, and this is nerve-wracking. I feel the nerves for the players here. Masa with a huge mistake. Was it Masa? I don't know if it was Masa, but someone looked like they were about to turtle. Looks like he was able to stabilize somehow, and yeah, we'll see on the next checkpoint. No, it was indeed Masa who dropped down. Kappa in 9th place now. I can only imagine the pressure the players are feeling right now in the 5th lap here. 2 laps to go. A lot on the line here. Carl Jr. looks like he's been able to do a comeback now in the last lap. He had only 4 points going into it, but he is doing great right now. He could get himself 20 points, and that would be a great position for him if he's able to do that. Also the 100 euros, of course. Tween, as we talked about before the match, probably one of the favorites for this one, is in 2nd place right now, and this is one of his better maps. If he gets this position, he will get 14 points, and that's going to put him a bit up on the scoreboard. He had unfortunate happenings on the last 2 maps there, but this could be a comeback for him. Ryulu looking somewhat safe here now. It's too early to say. He's in 4th place, and if he's able to keep that up, 43 points will be secured. Spam is in 6th place right now, 51 points, 1.5 seconds behind. And Kappa, he's been leading this match for the last 2 maps, but this is when it's going to be decided, guys. 1 minute remains of this match, and Kappa has 63 points that he desperately wants to hold on to as they go into the last lap here, and he has made his way up to 7th place now. He's trying to hold on, but Masa and Roland and Scrappy are all right behind him, ready to pounce on any mistake. And who hit the pillar? Who was it? Was it Spam? Oh dear God, Spam has hit the pillar head on, and that is 51 points down the drain for him that he will not be able to keep. Let's now have a look at Kappa though, because Kappa is trying to keep his points. He has 63, and he is currently in 7th place in a battle with Masa. Roland is just behind, and this is so close. This is going to come right down to the wire here. because all of these players want to remain in that top 8 positions. Nobody wants to be in the 9th position that Scrappy finds himself in right now. And we're going to see some extraordinary risks come out here to try to make sure that the players are remaining ahead here. There are 9 players neck and neck. Only 8 of them keep their points. We're going into the last time around the staircase here. Scrappy currently in the 9th position. He is right behind, but he makes a mistake, and that might be the saving grace for Kappa here. Kappa might be able to keep his points just because of that. Arel will pass him though. And who is going to keep their points? It's going to be... Kappa is actually quite safe here. Scrappy was able to catch up. Roland made a mistake. Pack also, I think, made a mistake. The final standings for this map is going to look like Carl takes the map win, Tween in 2nd, Ryulu keeps his point in 3rd, and that's a brilliant match for Ryulu. Pappu in 4th, Arel in 5th, Kappa in 6th, Scrappy in 7th, Masa in 8th, and Roland in 9th, that sour 9th position. But Spam there went from 2nd place overall to probably last place here in this step because of that mistake. Face planted the pillar in the last lap, and that's probably the most dreaded mistake you can make. Very unlucky for him, but the final map standing is going to look like Kappa 71 points, 1st place secured. Ryulu in 2nd, Arel 3rd. Good comeback for Arel. Carl gets 4th, Tween gets 5th, Pappu 6th, Masa 7th, Scrappy in 8th. So, what an epic match we had, guys. That is going to be the 2nd step of the Trackmania Grand League. Looking at the standings now, we have Carl Jr. in 1st with 111 points. We have Kappa in 2nd with 83. We have Ryulu in 3rd with 76. Pappu in 4th. We have Arel in 5th. Tween in 6th, had a great match there. Pack in 7th, Masa in 8th. Spam with that sad 15 points there. He could have had way more, but unfortunate mistake on the last map. We have Scrappy in 10th, Roland 11th, Coco 12, Revo 13, Matt 14, Marcin 15, and Bren 16. We will be back next week, guys, for the 3rd step, so do make sure to tune in if you want to see more Trackmania Grand League. Anyways, thank you so much for watching.